With World War III fears fading away, we wanted to focus in on three other news stories, one being the Phase 1 trade deal with China. Also, we wanted to stop in and see how the New York Stock Exchange held up during last week's volatile trading sessions.
The U.S. market started 2020 off on the right foot as the NASDAQ was up almost 2%, now up over 2% already for the year. The S&P 500 was up over 0.9 and is also up over 1% for the year. The Dow Jones is up 1, and the Russell 2000 is the only one that's negative now for the year, starting in 2020, down 0.6%. Foreign and emerging markets were also positive last week, with emerging markets having a little better week, up almost 1.5%, and now up 1.6% for the year, while foreign markets are flat for the year so far. So today we're looking at a chart of the New York Stock Exchange, and the New York Stock Exchange is the largest exchange in the world. And if you're looking at the chart, you can see the blue line is a resistance level that was in since 2018. And in December of 2019, the stock market broke up above this resistance level, right around 13,600. Now, the market has stalled a little bit over the past few weeks, but the good news is that even with all that volatility, the market has held that key level. And as long as we can continue to hold that level, we remain bullish on the market moving forward.
This week in the news, the Vice Premier from China is traveling to the United States in anticipation of signing the Phase 1 trade deal on January 15th. Now, things to note from this deal. China is supposed to be purchasing $200 billion worth of goods and agriculture from the United States. Also, the United States is supposed to reduce the tariffs that they've been imposing on China for the past year and a half. Also, this document is going to be released online for everybody to look at. And also, there will be discussions on intellectual property issues that the United States has with China. Furthermore, we're hoping to see some language about the Phase 2 trade deal and when we could see negotiations begin, as President Trump already said that he'll be traveling over to Beijing to start those negotiations. Also in the news last week, jobs numbers came out for the month of December. And the jobs numbers came in at a little over 140,000 jobs added for the month, slightly missing expectations. But unemployment is still sitting right at 3.5% at historic lows. And lastly, some political news from last week, as Nancy Pelosi announced that she's going to be delivering the Articles of Impeachment to the Senate this week. Now we're going to have to see if the Senate is going to hold a trial or just dismiss the charges in general.
There are a few things that we're paying attention to this week. First, just making sure that the U.S. and China Phase 1 trade deal actually gets signed.
Also, earnings season kicks off with the big banks starting this week.